All right. Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 10. Oh boy! Previous set of episodes are incredible. Dare I say, masterpieces. So, I don't know how this episode is gonna top the previous set of episodes. I don't think it will top the previous set of episodes, but regardless, it almost feels like a different show now because, like, Thorfinn is technically reborn, right? He is a new character now. He has become a different person, or I would say in the process of becoming a different person, right? He has decided to stop violence, right? And well, not stop violence, but like he no longer wants to kill people, right? It's a noble cause. How long is that gonna last? I don't know, but it is a fascinating and incredible journey, regardless, to see. Hello, good guy Leggy. Hello, Alphins. Just stalling for time, making sure everybody is getting their copies of Vinland Saga ready. But ultimately, yeah, the two previous set of episodes, again, like stellar, incredible masterpiece. Like what else can I say? What I'm not expecting this episode to top the previous episodes. I would be surprised if there will be an episode to top that last episode. At least in this season. Maybe there will be. I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of talks about like, oh, anime onlys, they don't know yet. Ooh. So I'm like, maybe, right? But it's like, how do you top that? How do you top an episode where your character realizes and atones for their sins and decides to become somebody new? Like, to me, that's just beautiful, poetic. So I don't know what they're gonna do next. Fun time in Elden Ring yesterday? Fun for you, maybe. I was in pain and suffering. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked there. Anyways, gonna pull up the reaction tab right here. Okay. So, okay, hang on. Making sure that I am recording. Yes, I am. All right. Hoping for a good episode, man. Hoping for a good episode. I mean, it's Vinland Saga. It's always going to be a good episode. I'm expecting we are going to continue on with Thorfinn's journey, right? Kind of seeing the path that he is taking, you know, to becoming this new reborn character. But yeah, that's my expectation. We're probably gonna see more of Thorfinn farming and you know, embracing his new role. Am I watching this on Netflix? No, I am not. But either way, if you are wanting to watch this live on YouTube, you can always sync up with either the timer or with the actual footage that you are seeing. Like, this is the first frame that I am currently seeing. This is the first frame that I'm going to be playing. So if there's any version that is like different from the version that I am watching, you can always try to find like a good place to, you know, to press play. All right. As usual, there will be a countdown that will be 5 seconds. It'll count from 5 to 0. Once it hits 0, I press play. You should press play. But like I said before, if any of you guys are watching a different version, you can always try to find like the perfect spot, or try to sync up with the image in question. This is the first frame. It's usually the the opening logo with the twin engine opening logo is basically the version that I had. Okay. Countdown starts now. Okay, straight to the opening. Or maybe we're gonna get a Canute episode, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Because we haven't seen Canute yet. I mean, we haven't continued with Canute's storyline, and the previous two episodes felt like a really good moment to, to stop Thorfinn's point of view. So who knows? I really am going to miss this opening. If they are changing the opening, which I think they are, it's such a good opening. I don't want them to change the opening, if I'm being honest. I think this is already a perfect opening for this season. It's such a bop too. Oh, wow. Oh, look at this. Haha. A bit of time skip, perhaps? Oh, this music, man. Oops. Where be me subtitles? Alright, sorry, I'm gonna pause. 251. 251. Sorry guys. Sorry. Unprofessional. I know. Okay. Sorry guys. I'm gonna start again. 251. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's go. Oh, seeing these two happy. It really was. Three years. Okay. That's the promise. That's the dream. Whether if that actually happens or not remains to be seen. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great question. Yeah. Yeah, we gotta solve that issue. Hmm. This oddly feels like a calm before the storm moment. Like everything's all fine and dandy. I don't know. Yeah, it's all that hard work, right? The palm of his fingers. Oh, a praying stance. What a beautiful message. Yo, look at. Wow. Yeah, they weren't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. Einar's reaction to that. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Oh, is Kettle going to, give the to go to King Harold, perhaps? Yep. Right? Hmm. I kind of feel like something bad is gonna happen. It's like what Kettle gave them is like a good opportunity if they have like no idea where to go, right? Like there's always a backup, right? That's like the backup plan, right? Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, man, I got chills. Okay, who is this? Canute? Or Harold? Canute. This score, this music. Oh, man. King Canute. Hmm. Okay. Right. Right. Back from Denmark. Gonna see King Harold. Hmm. There's gonna be a power vacuum soon if Harold dies. And Canute's probably gonna take over, which will change the landscape of like the known world, right? Ah, yeah, yeah. He doesn't need help every time. He can get up by himself, right? Yep. Doesn't pay attention. Yeah, man. Young Canute. Excellent transition. innocence lost. Yeah. Yeah. You just can't see the world like how you used to anymore. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Estrid. Oh man. Is he blind? Or at least like unable to see properly anymore? Like his eyes. It's gonna give it to him. Yeah. Yeah. His dying breath. His dying wish. That that little smile from Canute. That little smile from him. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. They're playing. Yeah. Canute's psychology. It's his. I didn't want to go to that conclusion. The crown. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Whoa. That is a whoa. That is a shot. All right. Man, the two opposites, Thorfinn and Canute. He was looking at it. As if he wants to see him, like drink that. Hmm. Yeah, very cautious. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Doesn't address him as father. He is. He has, for better or for worse. He has lost it. he he has lost it. I love it. Two cursed men. I love what they're doing with Canute, by the way. It's the perfect opposite of Thorfinn's character journey. Only Harold, not Canute. Passes the ball. Yep. Symbolic. Oh wow. Wow. Like I said, the perfect um the perfect opposite to Thorfinn's character. Oh, that was the place that they were sitting in the first half of the episode. Okay. Good episode. Wouldn't say it's the best episode, but a good episode regardless. I do love, again, like some of the. I love how they kind of cut between like Knut's reality and the haunting psychological trauma that he possessed, and the fact that I love how that they are using King Swain as that trauma, right? As that as almost as almost like a the devil whispering to Canute, right? It's kind of like that, right? It's the curse of the crown, right? It's the it's the vision of this is who you can be if you keep going down this path, right? The question is, since you are going down this path, are you going to become that person? Or do you think you can break free of the curse and become somebody greater, somebody better, right? As Harold said in the end, right? Be better than me and our father, right? Be a better man than us. Be a better king, in a way. And it's again, it all comes down to definition. It's because, like, as a person, right? As a person, Canute is doing a lot of pretty bad stuff. I didn't want to come to the conclusion that Canute poisoned his brother at the start of the episode, right at the start of the second half of the episode, because when the narrator was saying, like, when Canute became the king of England, King Harold suddenly fell ill, and I'm like, I see where this is going, and I don't, did Canute actually? And I was kind of holding reservations because I don't want to believe it, but of course, when it changed to King Swain, and basically told us, the audience, he poisoned him. Now, this is when again, multiple times I've said this. Characters in I almost said Breaking Bad. I just finished recording a recording. I just finished recording a reaction to Breaking Bad. But characters in Vinland Saga are not black and white, right? They're all gray. There's this fine line between good and evil, in that what they're doing may be evil, their actions may be evil, but it's for the greater good. That's basically Canute, right? He is poisoning these other characters, these other leaders, these kings, right? The kings of England, the king of Denmark, his brother, himself, right? All actions that would be deemed evil by a lot of people, and you're literally killing people. You're literally killing your own brother, right? This person who has loved you and cared for you, a person you had great relationship with, right? A person who has supported you throughout all of these years, even in your conquest to conquer England, and yet you poison him anyway, right? In the eyes of a lot of people, that is bad, right? Like, how could you? Why? But in Canute's eye, he's doing it for the greater good, right? That's how he operates. That is how he is feeling, right? He believes that he is sacrificing his brother, right? He is sacrificing his brother for the sake of preventing a possible war, a possible civil war between England and Denmark. But then comes the question of, well, Harold doesn't seem like he wants to conquer England, right? In fact, Harold supported Canute's journey and his conquest to conquer England. And he has no heir, right? He has no heir, so that means if Harold dies, then Canute will automatically get Denmark regardless. Canute is just speed running this. That's basically it. Canute knows that regardless of his actions, if he doesn't do anything, if he lets his brother go free, if his brother dies, then he will get Denmark. But it can go the other way around. If Canute dies, then Harold will probably inherit England, and obviously Canute does not want that. He has this vision, right? This dream, this goal in season 1 to create heaven on earth, to create paradise. As a literal, as a means to spite God, right? Like how could he do this, right? Like Canute's paraphrasing, right? But like Canute's I would say hatred towards God and his religion, right? Like how could he left this world the way it is? Like, this is terrible. I'm gonna create a new world. I'm gonna create paradise, whether he likes it or not, right? Speaking to God, right? And again, this all comes back to like what I said before. Evil actions for the greater good. Is it justified? Can't really answer that. It's a very debatable topic, right? But ultimately, what matters is that Canute thinks that what he's doing is right. How is it any different from King Swain? That is for Canute to decide. Now, Canute taking over Denmark will be troublesome for Thorfinn and Einar, or more specifically for Kettle, right? Kettle is about to go to Denmark to meet King Harold. Obviously, when Kettle gets to Denmark, Harold is gone. It's gonna be Canute, and when that happens, I don't know. Maybe Canute's not going to defend his place anymore. Maybe Kettle's farm is not going to be protected by the king, by the crown. And you know what Canute brings? He brings war. Canute brings war and destruction. And if that happens, then it's immediately going to be the second biggest obstacle for Thorfinn specifically, right? This character who was just reborn in the previous episode, to no longer live a life of violence, to become a person who atones, to becoming a person who atone for his sins. And now it seems like, war is coming back to him. And more importantly, war caused by the person who took his initial objective, right? War caused by Canute, the person who killed Ashkelot, the person who took away Thorfinn's dream, in a way, in season 1. It's gonna affect him. It's gonna affect him. It's going to affect his belief and his ideas and his ideology right now, because it is challenging it, right? It's challenging it because you want to, you have like a certain vendetta towards Canute, especially if Canute brings war to him, right? It's like bringing this chaos, this hell on earth, to one of the most peaceful places. Well, peaceful, quote unquote, but like compared to like everywhere else, like, yeah, Kettle's farm is pretty peaceful. So yeah, it's setting up what I would assume to be the second half of the show. This episode is just setting up, like the future of a future event that will probably happen in the second half of the show, which will bring new conflict and new problems, not just between characters, but for each character's internal struggle, right? It will be a problem. Am I liking the direction so far? I am. I think overall the direction has been great. I am loving it. Though I will say that for this episode specifically, obviously it's not as well produced as the previous 2 episodes, I would say, in terms of like shot compositions, for example, and it does feel more this isn't a negative, but it doesn't feel as special as the previous 2 episodes. It feels like a normal episode. But it's, I don't know, it mostly lacked like some can't put it into words. It's not a bad episode, like I said. It's a great episode. It introduces a lot of characters. I'm just saying, like, the direction for this episode specifically sort of pales in comparison to like the previous 2 episodes, but then again, like the previous 2 episodes are special, right? I know some people are gonna ask this, but like, thoughts on the CGI on the Viking ships, or the ships in general, but like, I don't see this as any different from like the ships that we saw in season 1, so I am indifferent. This just feels like a natural continuation of season 1. I think the ships look it could be better, but like it feels and it looks like, like ships from season 1, so indifferent. Man, Canute looks he looks great. He looks great. Yeah, this is a Canute centric episode. Wish we could have seen more of Harold, though, if I'm being honest, because most of his good deeds, his actions, are mostly from other characters talking about Harold. Like, let's say Kettle talking about, like, Harold, and Spherical talking about Harold in like a previous episode, and Canute and the narrator in this episode talking about Harold. I don't know. I just wish we could have seen more of Harold. Maybe more of his past, more of his backstory. maybe if we've seen more of Harold in action in like previous episodes. I don't know. I just can. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Ultimately, it just. How do I put this? Like, I feel like if I have seen Harold's good deeds or Harold's, actions to help Canute, right? Because it has been mentioned multiple times, right, in this episode, right? Like again, Harold helping Canute's conquest of England, for example, and all that stuff. I just wish if I have seen more of that and I could get a better attachment to Harold, the reveal of Canute poisoning Harold would be more shocking. I mean, it is shocking. It is shocking, but at the same time, I just wish there's this tiny bit of attachment to Harold more, the same way as Canute is attached to Harold, because Canute is very close to Harold, and that is perfectly clear. It just, as an audience, I'm not attached to Harold, so Canute poisoning Harold didn't leave as much of an impact as I thought it would. But that's just me though. Like the purpose of it works really well because it shows like Canute will go to lengths to get to his goal and his conviction of like this is for the greater good and I will sacrifice my brother to achieve my goals and all that stuff. But again, I still kind of wish that I had that just slightly bit of connection to Harold before his passing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a small little nitpick. But like the Canute portion itself is great, and I want more of this. If this is what they're going with Canute, if this is if Canute is going to be this character who will be like haunted every now and again with with psychological trauma and the moral dilemma and psychological attack to his psyche and all that stuff, if that is the direction that we're going for with Canute, then I am all in. I love stories that follow a really prominent character or a powerful figure, if you will, right? A king, a queen, an emperor, and just break down the psychology of ruling an empire and like how like the lengths that they will go to achieve their goals. If that is the direction that we're going with Canute, then I am all in. I think that's pretty much it for my discussion for Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 10. It's great. It's a good episode. Like I said, once again, it's a slow introduction to what will ultimately, in my opinion, in what I feel like to be the main conflict for the second half of the show, right? The first half of this season has been this introspection of Thorfinn's character, right? And his dealing of his past and what he wants for the future. I feel like now we have reached the point where we're shifting focus from Thorfinn to Canute and his introspection of his own self, his own ideologies, his own beliefs, and what he wants for the future. And that is going to sooner or later come into contact with Thorfinn, and that is going to once again incite a different kind of conflict, right? It's the reunion of Thorfinn and Canute that I am now very much anticipating, because these two have become like completely different characters, right? It's crazy to think about. Like Thorfinn is more like Canute in the beginning of Vinland Saga Season 1, and Canute has become more like Thorfinn at the beginning of Season 1. I don't know, it's crazy to think about that, right? Thorfinn has become the more softer, pacifist character, and Canute is the more power-hungry character that will do whatever it takes to achieve his goals. I love it. I love this contrast. I love this this character development that they are doing for the both of them. It's great. It is great. I love it. All right, that's pretty much it for my discussion for Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 10. Like I said, great episode. Music's great. Voice acting's great. Dialogue has always been great. Direction's good. Episode itself not as good as the previous 2 episodes, but that's a given. Yeah, their future interactions are gonna be very interesting, because it's like they meet in because it's like in Season 1 they meet as 2 opposing ideologies, and now they're gonna meet again, but it's like the complete polar opposite, right? It's almost as if like Thorfinn is going to meet his old self in Canute, and Canute is going to meet his old self in Thorfinn, and both of them are probably gonna hate each other because like it reminds them of their old self that they have cast out. You know what I mean? So yeah, really excited for the future of Vinland Saga. Are we going to get it in the second half? Probably, maybe, right? Who knows? Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for accompanying me on my journey with Vinland Saga Season 2. It's been an incredible ride, and I am excited for more. Leave a like if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you want or not. Up to you. And thank you so much for tuning in once again. Like I said, have a nice day. Take care. Peace.